Okay, so this is the lecture about buying and selling. This is the first lesson about the theoretical concepts of business math. Okay, so let's start with the concept of selling banana cues. I'm sure you have already eaten a banana cue. And have you ever wondered how much a vendor gains from selling banana cues? And do you actually know how much a vendor has to spend before she can actually make back banana cues for selling? Okay, so we'll try to cover that today. Although the values that I'll be providing today are only estimations, they are not actual um, values from an actual seller because you know that the cost of materials changes over time. Okay, so let's say that the raw materials and the expenses that we need in order to put up this small business of selling banana cues are the following. So we have the raw materials, which are bananas, especially the saba sticks, the banana cue sticks, sugar, as well as oil. However, meron tayong ibang expenses that we also have to take note because the banana cues will not become banana cues by themselves, 'di ba? So, as a seller, minsan kailangan nating magbayad ng pwesto or yung cart, so that um, comes into rent. And then the cook's salary, let's say hindi ikaw yung nagluluto or kahit naman ikaw yung nagluluto, dapat meron ka pa ding kasama pa din yung iyong services sa expenses. So yung bayad ng nagluluto at saka na nagbebenta kung magkaiba pa. And then the tissue, kapag halimbawa humingi yung customer ng tissue, and then kapag take out yung order, yung wrapper. So madalas kapag banana Q ang ginagamit na um, wrapping for takeout ay banana leaves o kaya naman ay plastic. And of course, yung iyong LPG pa na paglulutuan. Okay? So, mas madami yung other expenses compared to raw materials. Tingnan natin kung paano natin to kukomputin. Okay. So, halimbawa, ito yung cost per unit. Pag sinabi natin per unit, per piece. So, yung banana, 2 pesos per piraso, isang banana yon. Okay. And then sugar is 50 pesos per kilo. The oil is also 50 pesos per liter. So enough na daw to para sa pagluluto nung 200 pieces na saba. The stick is 20 pesos per bundle. Kaya lang di ata 20 pesos na lang ngayon ang per bundle ng 100 pieces. Parang 50 pesos na ata. Kasi yung banana barbecue pa lang na maliliit ay 10 pesos na yung isang bundle. So, mas malalaki yung sticks ng banana Q. So, perhaps mas mahal siya. Anyway, so let's say we're using 20 pesos per 100 sticks. And ang kailangan natin na pieces ay 200 pieces of banana. So, say 200 pieces sa isang araw ang mabebenta mo. Kailangan ng 1.5 kilos of asukal. And then, 1 liter of oil and 100 sticks. Bakit 100 sticks lang? 200 pieces yung banana kasi dalawang banana per stick. Hindi ka naman bibilhan ng banana Q kung isa lang yung banana Q mo na nasa stick, 'di ba? Okay. So let's continue. So this is a basic computation. So kung ang banana ay 2 pesos per unit times 200 pieces, ibig sabihin gagastos ka ng 400 pesos para sa saging lang. And then sugar per kilo, since 1.5 kilos ang kailangan natin, times 50, that's 75 pesos. Oil, 1 litro lang, times 50, that's 50 pesos. And then, yung banana Q sticks, which is 100 pieces per bundle. Isang bundle lang kailangan natin, which is 2 bundles. Pero yung ibang nagbebenta ay, what do you call this? Ang ibang nagbebenta ay nagpapasobra sila kasi minsan sira yung ibang banana Q stick o kaya naman siya ay hindi na good quality. Okay, meron pala akong typo dito. Dapat ito ay 1 bundle lang. So, 20 pesos. Dapat 545 pesos lang to. Okay, hindi ko masulatan. Wala akong magamit. Okay, next. Other expenses, rent. So ito hindi na natin per piece kasi as a whole ito. Pero siya ay per day. Okay, so ang rent natin, let's say 650 ang bayad mo sa cart sa isang araw. Although sa tingin ko masyadong mahal yung 650, parang price na to ng um, mga, let's say, groceries, or let's say nagtitinda ka sa isang air-conditioned establishment. Cook salary, so 400 pesos, minimum wage yan ng sa Manila. Vendor salary, 400 pesos, then minimum wage. Actually, minimum wage na nga sa Manila is around 465 pesos. So, medyo maliit na to. Tissue, 50 pesos, and takeout wrappers ay 50 pesos. So, ang total nito ay 1,550 pesos. So, sa raw ay 545 lang. Pero pagdating dito sa other expenses, mas malaki, 1,550 pesos. Minsan iisipin ninyo, "Miss, paano na lang puwede kaya na tanggalin na lang natin yung rent, tapos ay magka-card na lang ako, do'n na lang ako magtitinda?" Well, that depends upon you. Kasi, kung gusto mo talagang makamenos at mas malaki yung makuha mong profit, puwede po ba, miss, na 'wag na lang ako mag-charge ng cook salary na 400 pesos? Nasa sa inyo din 'yun. Kaya lang, in order for you to be more transparent sa sarili ninyo as vendor or as seller, kailangan isama ninyo yung expenses ng services niyo mismo bilang cook and bilang vendor. Okay, next. So, the banana queue. The data shown were just estimates, but isn't it shocking how much we have to pay for other expenses compared to raw materials? Mas malaki talaga siya. Okay, kung sa realidad lang. And then this lesson will talk about the different key terms that you will have to take note about buying and selling together with some computations on the profit. We will be covering this topic for three sessions because masyadong madaming computation. So I will be dividing this into three. Okay. So the first concept that we have to know is the cost price. The cost price is the price that a company or store has to pay for the goods it is going to sell. The price that has to be spent to produce goods or services before any profit is added. This is usually computed on a per unit basis. Ang cost price natin na gagamitin for computing is yung raw materials lang. Okay? So yung cost per unit. Ito 'yon. So magkano yung magagamit natin. Pero since siya ay hindi per banana or per unit talaga, kasi yung sugar, hindi ka naman gagamit ng 50 pesos na sugar para lang sa isang banana. So what's better is to look at the final price, which is 545 pesos, and then divide it to how many commodities would you be able to create. Since 100 sticks ang ating ibebenta, 100 units yon. So 545 pesos divided by 100 sticks, that would give you 5.45 pesos. Yan yung ating cost price. Okay? So this is the cost price. 5 pesos na agad para lang dun um, sa mismong banana queue. Okay. And then, aside from the cost price, we also have what we call the operating cost. The operating cost is the price, also per unit, incurred relative to the production and sale of a commodity. These are usually services from people and items not directly included on the final product. So ito yung mga hindi nakikita ng mga consumers na binabayaran ng seller. Halimbawa, yung sweldo nung nagtitinda, yung rent nung nagluluto, at saka yung um, let's say, other materials na nire-require para sa selling. Okay, so yun yung mga other expenses natin kanina. So yung rent, cook salary, vendor salary, tissue, takeout wrapper. So ito ay per day na sahod or per day na expenses. So sa 100 pieces mo na banana queue, gumagastos ka ng 1,550 pesos extra per day. So i-divide natin siya sa 100 pieces para makita natin yung unit cost niya for operation. That's 1,550 pesos divided by 100 pieces of banana Q. That gives us 15.50 pesos. Ang laki ng nagagastos para lang sa isang piraso ng banana Q. Nagbabayad ka ng 15.50 pesos for the services alone. Wala pa dyan yung banana Q mismo. So, Aside from that, we also have the selling price. Magkano mo ngayon ibebenta given na meron kang cost price at saka operational cost. So magkano mo ito ibebenta? The price at which the commodity is sold per unit. So kailangan siya ay per item, hindi pwedeng bulk or package na halimbawa, okay, bili mo na lahat ng 100 pieces, ano na lang, 10,000 na lang, gano'n. Hindi po gano'n, okay? So, depende yon sa per unit. It is the price tag that the customer see and pay for. Kasi hindi ka naman bibili ng madamihan. Or pwede kang bumili ng madamihan, pero lagi mo pa din titingnan is yung tingi, 'di ba? Magkano yung tingi? So, profit, ito yung magkano yung gusto mong kitain on top of your expenses. So, this is money earned after the cost price and the operating costs are accounted for after the sale of a commodity. Pwedeng ang profit ay percentage of the cost or pwedeng siya ay um, determined na halimbawa gusto mo 5 pesos per banana Q, yun ang gusto mong profit. So, depende yun sa inyo. Okay? Okay, so to compute for the selling price, we have the cost selling price is equal to the cost price plus the operating cost plus the profit. So in short, that's S is equal to C plus O plus P. So yung cost price, magkano yung raw materials mo, operating cost, magkano yung other expenses, and then yung profit, magkano yung gusto mong kitain on top of your expenses. So kung titingnan natin yung ginawa natin kanina, let's say the cost price is 5 pesos and 45 centavos plus 15 pesos and 50 centavos. Tapos gusto ko pang kumita ng 5 pesos per banana Q. So, papatak ng 25.95. So, 25 pesos and 95 centavos or 26 pesos. Sorry, mali. 30 pesos ang nalagay ko. 26 pesos ang isang banana Q. Bibili ka ba ng 26 pesos na banana Q? Parang hindi ata tayo bibili ng 26 pesos na banana Q. So, bakit nagkaganon? Sobrang mahal ng banana Q. Kasi nga, idinagdag natin yung rent, which is 650 pesos. Nagdagdag din tayo ng charge na magkabukod sa cook at saka sa vendor. So, paano po yun, miss? Kasi, those are mga kailangan talagang bayaran in case. Sabi mo nga, miss, kailangan na siya ay i-include regardless kung ikaw ba mismo yung cook at vendor. What you can do is, aside from banana cues, magbenta ka din ng iba. Okay? Kasi kahit pa yan, o kaya damihan mo yung mabebenta mong banana cue. Halimbawa, dahil mas maliit masyado yung, yung ratio ng um, raw materials mo sa operating cost mo, pwede mong gawin instead of just 100 pieces of banana cue, magbenta ka ng 300 pieces o kaya 500 pieces of banana Q. Okay, so yan talaga ang challenge for business owners. Paano nila paano magiging sustainable yung business without sacrificing the quality of the product and without sacrificing din yung salary of the employees. Okay? So yung cost other expenses. Kaya nga nangyayari sa mga vendor natin ng banana Q, kasi sila nga ay, hindi masyadong nakapag-aral about business. Hindi nila sinasama yung cost of cooking, of the salary of the cook and the salary of the vendor. Ino-omit nila yon. And then minsan kapag libre yung renta, ino-omit na din. So ano na nga lang naman ang matitira. So let's say hindi nagbago yung selling price natin yung cost price natin na 5 pesos and 45 cents. Pero nag-slash off naman tayo ng sobrang laki sa operating cost. Pag tinanggal natin yung mga other expenses such as rent, cook salary, and vendor salary, baka pumatak na lang ng 5 pesos yung ating operating cost. So, papalo nga lang naman siya ng 10 pesos and 50 centavos, let's say ganun. Tapos, magpo-profit ka na lang dahil hindi naman nila gustong, syempre madami silang kalaban, gagawin na lang mga piso na lang or 2 piso na lang yung kanilang magiging profit. So, medyo talo talaga ang mga vendors ng banana Q. Kaya nga yung mga banana Q vendors, hindi lang sila basta banana Q lang ang tinitinda nila. Nagtitinda din sila ng other products such as, um, let's say, kamote Q, mga palamig, and many more. Okay? Paano naman miss yung mga nagbabasket lang, halimbawa si Manang ay nag-iikot lang nagtitinda ng banana Q. Meron siguro siyang puno ng bananas or baka naman ang ginagawa kasi ng iba, um, merong supplier ng banana Q and then kukuha lang si Manang ng supply and then babayaran siya nung seller ng something amount, okay. Pero kung ikaw yung seller or kung ikaw mismo yung supplier, lagi mo dun titingnan is paano ka makakamenos sa raw materials, okay, na hindi mo nasa-sacrifice yung quality. So, siguro babawasan mo lang ng konti yung sugar, kaya gagamit ka ng mas murang sugar halip na puting asukal lang gamitin mo, gagamit ka ng, ano nga ba yun, segunda, okay. So, dun natin nakikita yung um, pagma-manipulate talaga or yung diskarte ng business owner. Okay, next. Now note that some businesses may choose to include the cook's salary as part of the cost price. Okay, so yung cook salary, di ba kanina nandun siya sa operation cost or operating cost. Pwede natin siyang isama sa cost price. Yun ay kung, banana Q lang yung tinitinda mo, isa lang yung tinitinda mo, wala ng ibang product. However, kapag halimbawa may banana Q ka na, may kamote Q ka pa, may french fries ka pa, hindi na natin siya puwedeng isama sa cost price, lagi na siyang nasa operating cost. But why is this even important? Miss, bakit kailangan pang pagbukurin, eh, 'di ba pareho lang naman silang expenses, wala naman tayong ginamit na rate para ma-determine. Okay, so mahalaga ito because we will have um, the concept of markup. So yung markup is the difference between the selling price and the cost price. Sometimes this is also referred to as the margin or the gross profit. Pero i-discuss ko pa further yung about sa margin and gross profit. So the markup is the difference between the selling price lang and the cost price. So ibig sabihin, hindi sinasama dito yung profit at saka yung operating cost. So selling lang at saka cost price. So tingnan natin. Um, Ito yung difference nga. Profit kasi, pag kinompute natin yung profit, kasama yung cost price tsaka yung operating cost. Pero kapag markup lang, yung raw materials lang yung ating tinitingnan. Okay? So wala tayong pakialam dun sa effort or yung iba mo nagagastos. Okay. So to compute for the markup, remember this, the markup is equal to the selling price to the cost price. Okay. Remember, sa markup, selling minus cost lang. Hindi kagaya kanina sa um, pag nagko-compute tayo ng selling price, that's cost price plus operating cost plus profit. Okay? So, halimbawa, titingnan lang natin yung markup natin sa banana Q. So, mali to 30 pesos. Dapat to ay 26 pesos lang. So, 26 pesos minus 5 pesos and 45 cents. That gives us 20 pesos and 55 centavos. Okay? Ito na yung markup natin. Masyadong mataas yung markup natin. Walang bibili sa atin pag ganyan. Okay. So, according to the problem, sabi niya, Aling Ana would like to sell little trinkets she purchased from Divisoria for 12 pesos each. If the operating cost is set at 25% of the cost and she would like to have a 15% profit on the cost of each item, letter A, determine the markup price and markup rate for each trinket. And B, help Aling Ana determine the selling price for each trinket. So, it is advisable that you answer or you use a table as reference when you are solving this kind of problem. So, ang hinahanap muna natin dito, ang kailangan nating mahanap ay markup price, the markup rate, as well as the selling price. So, kailangan natin to, ito, pero meron na tayong cost. Okay. Since ang mga given natin ay meron tayong cost, which is 12 pesos each. And then we have operating cost of 25%. And then profit of 15%. Okay, as much as we would like to go straight to the markup formula, pero dahil ang ating mga given ay pang selling price formula, di ba kanina, S is equal to, so the selling price is equal to the cost plus the operating cost plus the profit. So, gagamitin muna natin tong formula na to compute for the selling price. So, the selling price is, so S is equal to, cost is 12, plus 25% of the cost ito ha. 25% of the cost price. So, that is 12 times 25%. We get 12 times 0.25. Ito ko na isusolve sa baba bago ko na lang burahin. 12 times 0.25. That gives us 3. Okay. So, 3. And then the profit is 15%. So, 12 times 0.15. So, this is 0.81. Then we have two place values. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.8. So, plus 1.8. Okay, burahin ko na tong computation sa baba. Okay. So, add lang natin lahat. 12 plus 3, that's 15. Plus 1.8, that is 16.8. So, this is our selling price. And then, ilagay natin siya dito sa table. So, meron na tayong cost. Ilalagay natin sa taas is yung actual value. So, ang cost is 12. And then, the selling price is 16.8. Anong ilalagay natin sa baba? Dito natin ilalagay ang percent. Okay? Palagi na ang cost is always 100%. Okay? Ang cost is always 100%. We want to start with 100% as the cost price. And then yung markup later, dahil siya nga yung ipinapatong natin dun sa cost, is dito natin siya ilalagay mamaya sa left side. So, ang selling price natin is 16.8. So, how do we figure out kung ano yung rate ng selling price natin against the cost? All you have to do is divide the selling price, which is 16.8. So, divide the selling price by the cost price. So, that's 16.8. Dapat palaging mas mataas ang selling price kaysa sa cost price. Kasi, ba't ka pa magbebenta kung ibebenta mo ng mas lower? Okay? 16.8 divided by 12. That is, so, kakalculator ko na, 1.4 times 100. That gives us 140%. Bakit po natin multiply by 100? Kasi, ganun mag-convert ng decimal to percentage. Okay. So, lagyan natin dito ay 140%. Okay. So, ano yung markup natin? All we have to do is follow the formula. Markup is equal to selling price minus cost price. So, ang selling price natin is 16.8 minus 12. That gives us 4.8. And then, ano yung percentage or yung rate? So, 140% minus 100%, our markup rate is 40%. So, anong sagot natin sa letter A? Markup is equal to 4.8. Markup rate is equal to 40%. Letter B, selling price is equal to 16.8. So, ganun lang kadali mag-solve ng markup problem. So, ito yung answer natin for sample problem number 1, yung kay Aling Ana. Okay, so ito naman ay sample problem number 2. A jacket which costs 1,350 pesos is being sold at 2,025. What is the rate of the markup based on the cost? Isa lang hinahanap natin. So, tingnan muna natin ang given. Ang given natin, meron tayong cost, which is 1,350. And then meron tayong selling price of 2,025. Ang hinahanap natin ay markup rate. So, lagay natin sa table. That's 1,350. Selling price, 2,025. So, magkano yung markup niya? So, ang markup natin is selling price minus cost. So, subtract lang natin yung 2,025 by 1,350. Which gives us 7, 9 minus 3 is 675. So, 675 yung markup. Laging tatandaan, the cost is always 100%. Paano nga natin ma-determine yung selling price? Kailangan natin siyang, yung selling rate. So, selling price divided by cost price. That gives us 2025 divided by 1,350. Gamit na ako ng calculator. That is 2025 divided by 1,350. Sagot ay 1.5 times 100. That's 150%. Okay. So, ilalagay natin yung 150% dito. And then, magkano yung markup rate? So, 150 minus 100, that is 50%. So, the markup rate is 50%. That is the answer. So, sample problem number 3. Julia buys a notebook with a cost of 45 pesos. The rate of markup based on cost is 25%. Find the selling price and the markup. Okay. So, ang given natin, laging mag-uumpisa sa given. Meron tayong cost na 45 pesos. Meron tayong markup rate na 25%. Ang hinahanap natin is the selling price, pati na din ang markup. So, lagay natin sa table kung anong meron tayo. Meron tayong cost na 45. And then, markup na 25%. Ito natin ilalagay. And since ang cost na ay laging 100%, therefore, ang ating selling rate ay magkano? So, that's 100 plus 25, 125%. Okay. So, paano natin malalaman kung magkano yung selling price? So, yung selling price, like I said kanina, nakukuha natin siya. So, magagamit natin dito yung concept ng ratio and proportion. If 45 is 100%, 45 pesos to, diba? What is 125% of 45? So, gagamitin natin dyan yung N. So, 45 times 125, that gives us 45 times 125, 5625 divided by 100. So, yan ay magiging 56.25. 56.25. Lang ko lang ang sulat ko. 56.25. Yun yung ating selling rate. 56.25. So, magkano ngayon ang ating markup? So, ma-minus lang natin yung 56.25 sa cost na 45, which is 11.25. Diba, madali lang. So, yun na yung ating answer. Selling price is 56.25. Markup is 11.25. Laging gagamit ng table. Okay, sample problem number 4. So, Peter decides to impose a markup of 5 pesos on each pen he sells to his classmates and friends. This represents a 20% markup based on the selling price. Find the cost and the selling price of the pens Peter sells. So, ang given natin is markup na, na 5 pesos. And then, markup rate of 20%. Okay. So, wala nang ibang given. Ito lang. Ilagay natin sa table. Ang markup daw natin is 5 pesos. And then, the markup rate is 20%. Laging tandaan, the cost is 100%, diba? So, paano natin ngayon makukuha yung cost? Pwede ulit tayong gumamit ng ratio and proportion. So, if 5 is 20%, 5 pesos is to 20%, what is 100%? Diba? So, lagyan ulit natin ng n. So, multiply natin. Cross multiply, 5 times 100, that is 500. Divided by 20. That gives us 500 divided by 20. 25. Ano ngayon itong 25? Saan ba nagko-correspond yung 100 natin? Sa cost. So, lagyan natin ng 25 dito. So, what will be our selling price? So, i-manipulate lang natin ng konti yung ating formula. So, if MU is equal to S minus C, meron tayong given na MU na 5. Wala tayong selling price. Meron tayong cost. Ang cost natin ay 25. To solve for S or the selling price, ililipat natin yung negative 25 sa kabila. Magiging S is equal to 5 plus 25. Diba? Ganun sa algebra. So, S is equal to 5 plus 25. We get 30. So, ang selling price natin ay 30. And what percent? I-add lang natin yung 100 at 20, which gives us 120%. So, ang hinahanap natin dito ay cost, diba? Find the cost at saka yung selling price. Nakuha natin yung cost, nakuha din natin yung selling price. Okay? So, this is the solution.